Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
What up, dope people? Welcome to Wake Up Woodward. Thank you all for choosing to start your morning with the crew. And we got the whole friggin' starting five in the building. What's up, Mr. Flannel Sam?
Hey, back, reunited, and it feels so good. Let's have a great show, guys.
Hey, just like the Tigers, man, 4-0.
I feel complete with you up there.
It feels complete, man.
I feel complete with Flannel back. You've been all over the place.
I have.
These last 2 months.
I have been all over the place, but this is my home. This is the slot that I've been in for almost a year now. And no matter who I'm here with, it's always a great time, and I'm glad to be here with all of you wonderful four other folks on the show.
Let's go, Mr. Broder. How you feeling this morning?
I'm doing great. We didn't get to see Casey Mize last night, but we'll hopefully get to see him today. I'm doing wonderful. Another day closer to opening day. We got Lions. We got Tigers. We didn't have much actual sporting events last night.
We didn't.
Like, we had everything the night before. Now we can just talk about what's going on around the world of Detroit sports.
Yeah, I was going to say, it gives us, honestly, another day to just kind of be like, hey, let's stay on this kind of Detroit sports April in the D high right now, man. Hey, I wish the Pistons would have pulled out that victory, but, hey, it is what it is, man. At least Cade played well, right?
He did. Get that man some help.
Get him some help. Please, and we got our elite booth in the building. We got Detroit's #1 draft pick, Mr. KG,
what up,
in the sound booth. And we got Woodward Sports MVP, Mr. JB Smooth in the TD booth. Hey, man, just real quick before Broder tells us what we're going to be talking about today. What you got on today, JB? You always got something fresh on.
Well, we got the Lions hat. Got to support, shout out the crew. But also we got, the Myrtle Beach jersey by Mr. Kenny Powers.
Nice.
Kenny Powers.
Kenny Powers.
Eastbound and down.
Yep.
Let's go. Mr. Culture Man himself over there. We got to get Saturday Night Vibes going soon. But
Give me your best Kenny Powers impression real quick, JB.
Let's go.
Best Kenny Powers impression? I play real sports. Not trying to be the best at exercising.
Hashtag baseball.
I love it. Bro, this is crazy. Tell us what we're talking about today, dog.
Facts. We're talking a little bit of Tigers. We're going to get into the Lions. We're going to talk some news about the Lions. Not only did they hold a new member of their team hostage, but there's news that hostage has a teammate from last year who's a free agent wide receiver who apparently the Lions and some other Super Bowl contenders have showed interest in.
Okay.
We got the man, the myth, the legend. Not even the myth, the man, the legend, Rod Beard, on from 8:45 to 9:15. We're talking all Detroit sports at 8:45. We got our Woodward Pistons section segment at 9. And then at 9:15, for the remainder of the show, talking about this Jared Goff hypothetical contract.
Yeah.
In any extra time, we're going to be looking at mock drafts. Tomorrow, though, we want you to send us in your mock draft so we can review yours. You're going to get some grades. You're going to have Sam Flannel rip your draft apart, handing out D's and C's. No, we'll all give you your honest grade, but shoot them into Broder at woodwardsports.com, any one of our Twitters or X's or whatever it's called, or the Woodward Sports site. DM us, and we'll react to them tomorrow.
Hey, man, you know what? I can't wait for this show, especially that second segment today where we talk about from Bengals to Lions, question mark.
Question mark?
Hey, these other teams, man, they want to come and join the Kings of the Jungle. I like that. I like it. But let's get around the city. Tuesday, you already talked about it. The Tigers game was postponed versus the Mets due to rain, and I'm glad it's rain and not snow anymore.
Yeah.
That much closer to summer. But anything in particular that when they do finally play this game that you're looking forward to with Casey Mize taking the mound? It's been a long time, over 700 days since he's taken the mound.
I'm just looking. I just want to see him pitch. Like, we didn't get to see him much spring training with Bally not covering every single game. So I just want to see him pitch. Mm-hmm. You worry, like, on a cold, rainy day, like, you don't want him to start, and then they have a rain delay in the second, and he's got to warm up again. So I just want to see him pitch. I hope this Tigers continue their stretch. Maybe we can go into opening day undefeated.
Yeah. Oh.
I say opening day home opener. Home opening day, the real party. on Friday. I'm just hoping they get some of these games in, but it's looking like maybe we get Scooble on the mound Friday.
Yep. And that game was rescheduled to 1:10 p.m.
Correct.
on Thursday.
So yeah, they're playing tonight's game at 7:10, and then they're pushing instead of a doubleheader. The game that was supposed to be played last night is being played Thursday at 1:10.
All right, give it a little more travel time, hopefully for the Tigers to get back home to Detroit and play their home opener, hopefully with an undefeated record. We shall see, but you know what? I think any of us would have taken 4-2 or 5-1 if we would have been guaranteed it to start the season. But you know what? Why not have one of the best starts in your franchise's history? But as far as Casey Mize goes, yeah, we're very happy about how these first 4 games have gone. And in a vacuum, if they were to drop one to the Mets, I wouldn't, it's MLB baseball. You're going to lose some games, but I really want Casey Mize to pitch well in the worst way. It's just been so long since he's been on the mound. He's gotten to watch he's gotten to watch 3 of his teammates pitch excellently starting. So I just want to see him do it because out of all the guys in the starting rotation, maybe besides Scooble, he's got the most talent.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see it.
I was going to say, shout out to Eduardo O'Neill. I think this is part wrestling tribute as well. He said, acknowledge Sam, the Chiefs fan, Reynolds.
Not a Chiefs fan.
I like it. Sam is our tribal chief on here.
Yeah, throw the ones up, man.
I feel like
go.
I have
Throw the
to
ones
always say that.
Aren't you a Patrick? It's a Patrick Mahomes thing. You just love Patrick Mahomes.
I was a Patrick Mahomes guy since his time at Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he just happens to play on the Chiefs.
He just happens to play on the Chiefs. But through
I got your back.
Through this, though, I've grown to really love guys like Travis Kelce and Chris Jones as well, and Andy Reid as a head coach. I mean, they're some of the best to ever do it. Yeah. What team wouldn't want to be the Kansas City Chiefs right now? There are us as Lions fans. I mean, I know that looking forward, we're excited about the future. If us Lions fans would give a limb for the success that the Chiefs have had in the last 5 years, every single one of us would. 3 Super Bowls in 5 years?
I'll give 2 limbs.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Hey, and I know we're going to talk a little bit more about the Tigers in the second segment, but any quick thoughts on seeing Casey Mize pitch? Eventually?
Well, nah, but no offense to Kenta Maeda, we want to see Terry Scooble with that home opening day start. Let's just be real about it. Man, that'd be electric if he takes the mound for home opening day, man. So hopefully we get that.
Yeah, hopefully, man. I know the Pistons' next game is tonight against the Atlanta Hawks at 7:30 p.m. It was interesting. We were having some conversation before the show started of comparing certain players in the league. And, you brought up a good point that Luka is probably – Luka and then maybe Joel Embiid, the best players in the NBA that have not won a championship. And then we also talked about who are some of the better players or point guards in the league. Obviously, right now, Tyrese Halliburton. And that is a name that I know a lot of Detroit Pistons fans, they kind of just put their head down when you hear that name. But Cade Cunningham, Trae Young, who would you guys take?
I mean, moving forward, Cade, but if you want to say Trae Young, obviously you can't say that his career has been a failure or anything like that. He's basically a guy that you can almost pencil in, averaging, mid-20s in points, about 10 assists. He did lead the Hawks to some success earlier on in his career, although the last couple of seasons they've been more of a play-in style team. But Cade Cunningham, I like his upside in his future a lot more, especially if he can continue shooting the 3 ball like he has this season. It's just with the Pistons, and we'll talk about this more with Rod Beard. I certainly have a couple of questions with him. I just don't know if they've surrounded him with. I mean, they certainly haven't, but even they most certainly haven't. But even some of the recent draft picks, which to some degree or another have been successful-ish, at least in terms of individual play, I don't know if they're all the best fit for Cade in terms of what to provide around him for adequate help.
Yeah, and I see Mr. Broder active in the chat already.
Oh, yeah.
All caps, Cade. Tell me about it.
All day long. I mean,
all day long.
I'm a huge Trae Young fan. I'm just disappointed that he hasn't won more in Atlanta. Like, I don't know. His game matches the league now perfectly, it feels, except he plays no defense. He makes a ton of money. He brought in DeJounte Murray. It hasn't worked out. Like, I just thought he was going to be more successful because of his playmaking ability and the ability to stretch the floor. Cade just has more tools. He's that 5-tool baseball player, but he's that 5-tool, basketball player.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
there was that season where they made the Eastern Conference Finals and they beat Philadelphia. That was the Ben Simmons choke series, or that basically ended his career. And I mean, but ever since then, Atlanta really hasn't gotten back. And now with the loaded East, it just they're kind of in basketball NBA purgatory right now. Who would have thought that a few years ago? That especially after the DeJounte Murray signing. I thought for sure they would avoid the play-in with that, but that's where they're going to be.
Right. Wow. And before we talk about the Red Wings and the Lions and then get into this next segment, I got to ask Mr. JB Smooth, Cade Cunningham or the next Steph Curry, Trae Young?
The next Steph Curry? What? How dare you even say that? Come on now. It's Cade all day. I feel the same way as Broder does as well. I like Trae Young, but it's just a shame to see that he hasn't done as much as you would hope for in Atlanta. I know he has some help, but probably not the help that he would like. But still, at the same time, a guy with that kind of talent, you would expect him to produce a lot more. But give me Cade all day.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's where I'm at. You got anything on it too?
No, definitely Cade. From a leadership standpoint alone, I would take Cade, and that's no knock to Trae Young. I like Trae Young, but and then if you want to just break down the player, Cade is a better all-around player, better defensively. And just long-term, man, I think he'll have the bigger impact. But Trae, I mean, he had a couple good teams in Atlanta, just didn't get anything done. But he's a good player, man. Can hit a lot of threes, but definitely Cade all day, man.
Cade all day. Yo, that is music to my ears. You guys already know I'm a fan of the Cade Crusader. Yep. Absolutely. And we got to talk about the Red Wings. Their next game is Friday versus the Rangers at LCA. That starts at 7 p.m. Yeah. Flannel, we've talked about the Red Wings a couple days this week. I am anxious to get your thoughts. Obviously, they moved into a points tie, but they're still just outside of the wild card, man. How you feeling about their chances?
After that Tampa Bay win was it. I keep trying to find a big enough word to describe how huge it was. I mean, we were talking in the back. It was definitely the biggest win in the Steve Yzerman era. It was so big that with that win, I like their chances to make the playoffs. I actually think they will make it, but if they would have lost, I would almost be counting them out. That's how huge it was. And one of the things that I was encouraged by with that game was that you saw you saw the stars show out. You saw Patrick Kane with the goal, which was assisted by Larkin and DeBrincat. You saw Lucas Raymond with the empty netter at the end, but still closed down the club. But you also saw some of the offensive depth pieces, which a lot of them have been struggling or gone silent lately, like Robbie Fabry got the goal to put them ahead 2-1. David Perron got the goal to the game-winning goal to put them ahead 3-2, and both of those were assisted by JT Compher. Those are some guys. I mean, as much as you're going to need your Larkins and your DeBrincats and your Canes and your Raymonds, the nature of hockey is there are multiple lines, so you're going to need your Perrons, you're going to need your Andrew Copps or guys like that to step up, or Michael Rasmussen or Joe Veleno. And that's the thing. As poorly as they've played, they're in a pretty good spot right now. So a lot of those guys who have been struggling, for example, Alex Lyon had struggled. He played a great game against Tampa Bay and helped get him a win, saved 34 of 36 shots. The defense, they played very, very well. Even Jeff Petrie, a guy who's been often maligned, he played well. Edvinson played well. Mo Siders, an Iron Man, 25 minutes of great defense. And oh, by the way, Jake Wallman is back, which means that the Red Wings are pretty much fully healthy with Larkin being back and Wallman.
For this stretch.
They are, and they got some winnable games coming up. They've got a home game versus Buffalo, a home game versus Washington, and they've got a home and home against Montreal. This game Friday against the Rangers, it's going to be tough. I would be ecstatic if they can at least come away with a point. But as things sit right now, I think that they're going to make the playoffs because one of the teams that they're chasing, Philadelphia, has basically been effing their season just like the Red Wings tried to do. So I'm excited about the Red Wings. That was such a huge win. And we saw some things in that game that we hadn't seen since their winning streak. And that's what I'm encouraged by.
And chat MVP, Tammy, shout out to her as well. She said that game, Detroit sports fans are just as excited because that game is sold out at LCA. Yep. I know people are ready to see them kind of go on another streak. Yep. And you mentioned a lot of names that, as a part of the social team, Travis and myself and Kyle, shout out to those guys as well. We've posted a lot when the Detroit Red Wings were going through their kind of winning stretches of the season. Yeah. Those are the guys that we were posting. Those were the guys getting the goals. So it's interesting to hear you mention those names right now as it relates to them getting kind of back on a little bit of a hot streak as we march towards the playoffs.
Yeah, and just again, I have to mention this when it comes to the Red Wings. Gonna need more from DeBrincat. I understand he got an assist, and I know I kind of yelled into the mic on BDE, but 1 goal in 16 games isn't good enough. 16 times 5 is 80. Which basically means for a fifth of the season, Alex DeBrincat has scored 1 goal, which would be a 5-goal season pace. I understand that he was a big reason why the Red Wings were in a good position, a position in which they were firmly in a playoff spot. But moving forward, he's a guy that really needs to step up. And if he can go on a heater, because history will show that he's not going to be goalless for much longer, that will also be huge for the Detroit Red Wings. I believe that if they can win 4 out of their last 7, they will be in. Especially if you can beat the Capitals in regulation and you can beat the Penguins in regulation, teams that are chasing you. Maybe not your biggest threats, because I think either the Capitals will probably get that last spot in their division. But still, if you win 4 out of your last 7, I think the Red Wings are in.
That's a flannel.
We got a little gift last night. The Capitals did get spanked by the Sabres.
They did.
That's helpful. So now they're just 1 game. They're 1 game behind the Red Wings. They're tied. They both have 82 points. The Capitals have played 1 less game. But shout out to Dante 151 in the chat. $4.99 donation. Thank you, Dante. He says, if you guys didn't realize it yet, the Red Wings actually swept the Lightning in the regular season play. So that has to count for something, I hope.
I'll tell you what. If you're the Red Wings and you sweep the Lightning and don't make the playoffs, who would have said that at the beginning of the year? That you'd sweep the Lightning and not make the playoffs. Those things just cannot happen. They cannot and will not happen because they're going to make it.
Hey,
that's how you know how down I've been on how poorly they played in the month of March, but even I'm right back on the they're going to make it train, because you know what? They didn't F their season enough to where it was over. They F their spot, and then they can get it back.
So you're telling me that everything's going to work out for the Detroit Red Wings?
I believe so.
Hey.
I do. I believe so. Hey! Man, you are a wizard.
Chat
you are
family.
a wizard with those transitions. But you know where the Red Wings and all of us can get our workout in? Planet Fitness, of course. Planet Fitness is home of the judgment-free zone, where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, a full-body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of this for only $10 a month, no commitment. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. There are more than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Every year, after a cold and dreary winter, Metro Detroiters come together for 2 things: Tigers baseball and the best damned party in the world. A new season of Tigers baseball is here, and we're bringing in the new season as only Woodward Sports knows how. Broadcasting live from the biggest party. It's the Grand Slam Festival at the Detroit Opera House. Come party with 4,000 Detroit sports fans, starting with Wake Up Woodward and rolling into Big D Energy. This is a party you don't want to miss, with Detroit's best DJs, food trucks, and of course, shots. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFest.com. 21 plus. See you April 5th at the Grand Slam Fest.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? you expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust. On Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today at lesstanford.com. Les Stanford Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Let's drive right down Woodward Avenue. What up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. Thank you all for your support. Chat family, as always, you're a very, very important part of this show. We're getting that much closer to home opening day for the Detroit Tigers, where we're hoping to see as many of you all down at the Opera House to support the crew. I know that the doors for the tent party, they open at 9, so as early as you can get down there, get down there. We are in the tent party this year. We are in the party broadcasting. It's going to be epic, and I can't wait for it, man.
Oh, man.
I can't wait. And I know we got Tigers this segment, and I want to ask you your belief in that. But, Broder, we got Lions on the way, and I know we're going to talk a little bit more about them tomorrow. You want to tell the people about these mock drafts real quick?
Oh, yeah. Just send us in your mock drafts so we can review and react to them tomorrow. You can send them to my email, broder@woodwardsports.com, or hit any 5 of us, except for KG, up on social media. You can DM us. Send them in. We'll react. Well, great.
I'm unhittable.
And you know what, Eduardo? I will be disappointed if we don't see one from you. And I got one more thing to say as well.
Already.
Oh, my gosh. Eduardo, man, the A-plus student, right? He already did the homework, got it done, turned in a week early. I like that, man. But shout out to my wife. Her name is Lydia. It is our 13th year anniversary today. Oh, I would appreciate you guys put some likes and lights down for that today on this stream.
Queen Kool-Aid?
Queen Kool-Aid, man. Let's go. You know
13
what?
years.
My kids call her that too now.
Really?
They do. They all have names. There's just Kid Kool-Aid, there's Baby Kool-Aid, there's Princess Kool-Aid, and we're still trying to think of what we should call the newborn. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
We just don't know yet.
It's a lot of packs of Kool-Aid.
Yeah. There is, man. There is. That's the only way to do it, though. That's the only way to do it. I never
yeah.
did just one flavor. It was always mixing a couple of them.
Oh, yeah.
In high school especially, you cut it up with other ones, put it in the bag, and sell it to – wait a second.
What?
Let me stop.
Wait.
What
are we selling?
KG, you know what I'm talking about.
I know.
25 cents a pack.
Yeah, man.
2 for $50.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for me? Or anyone out there? 13 years is a long time.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? The one thing I know is it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect.
That's good.
But it's about the forgiveness. It's about the humility. It's about having a belief higher than yourself. And as a man, personally, I know that it always comes to a point where the sacrifice is ultimately going to have to come from us. And that's kind of what's helped push this thing along so much. And then on the other side, I don't want to make it seem like it's just something I do, but there's a lot that she does to forgive. There's a lot that she does to support. And it's something. When I was dating her, I dated, a couple girls before her, and I relied heavily on my pops and my mom and their advice as well. And when they met her, especially my grandmother, man, they were like, rest in peace, grandma. But she was like, yo, that's the one. That is the one. And it was like, okay, let's go. And when you know that that's the one and they support you, there'll be good days, there'll be bad days, but the good heavily outweighs the bad, and it really pulls you through. And I know you're a married man too, Mr. Flannel.
Yep, about a year and a half. So I got a long way to go before I get to 13. But don't let anybody tell you that marriage is anything other than a great thing.
Yeah.
Hey,
I would advise everyone to get married.
Yep, and we gotta get Broder that girl, man.
Yeah, man.
We got to find Crystal
Broder
with
needs
an X.
some love.
Where is she? He's putting up. He's throwing his X's up.
Maybe at the opening day party on Friday.
Hey.
We could do like a Cool Runnings kissing booth. Remember Cool Runnings?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The kissing booth in 2024 is crazy. There's no way you go get caught with some kind of charge, man.
You're going to be looking like Will Smith from Hitch, man.
Yeah, like, oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh. But Flannel.
Yeah.
These Detroit Tigers up
Oh,
here, man.
yeah.
4-0 to start the season. They have an opportunity to start undefeated before the home opener. There's a lot of people who are like, it's just the competition they're playing. But when we look at it a little bit deeper, we're like, yo, they're winning the ways we thought they could win. Mm-hmm. Small ball, strong pitching, strong relief pitching, timely hitting. AJ Hinch, masterful with these lineups. Do you believe in these Detroit Tigers?
100%.
Ooh.
And 100%. I believed in them before the season, and I believe in them more now. And one of the reasons is, and I know this sounds a little bit cliche, but I think when you're undefeated, you can use this cliche, is that they've done whatever it takes to win. In games 1, 3, and 4, the Tigers have had dominant starting pitching. When you look at Tarek Skubal and Jack Flaherty and Reese Olson, they've thrown a combined 17 and 2/3 innings and only allowed 1 earned run. But in all 3 of those games, to some extent, the bats, didn't give you a lot, but they gave you enough. I mean, you look at the first game, how they were able to manufacture a run in the second inning. Javi Baez gets on first, he steals second, they move him over, and then Andy Ibanez hits the sacrifice fly. And then, of course, the bullpen completely shuts them down. You look at game 3, the offense didn't do a whole lot, but even in that game, you look at Jake Rogers and Kerry Carpenter, they both went deep. So they slugged a little bit in that game. And in the top of the 9th, and this was another stroke of A.J. Hinch genius, with runners on first and second, and 0-for-4 Parker Meadows coming up to bat, A.J. Hinch pinch hit Andy Ibanez for him, and he got the game-winning RBI single. And then you look at Game 4. Obviously, it was scoreless throughout. It was scoreless throughout 9 innings, but in the top of the 10th, partially taking advantage of the fact that you get that ghost runner on second, the Tigers were able to score 5. So they haven't, in those games, it's not like the hitting did a ton, but they did enough to win, given the fact that their starting pitching was dominant in those games and their bullpen was dominant in those games. 17 innings, 1 run. Are you kidding me? And even in the 10th as well. I
said that with the stank face.
I won't go over it in as much detail as Broder did yesterday, and then I kind of stole that on BDE.
I loved it, though.
But I gave you credit. Just the managing genius of A.J. Hinch in the top of the 10th, pitch running Parker Meadows, pinch hitting Colt Keith, getting some speed on the base when the double play was in order, and helping force an error. That was huge. So their starting pitching was dominant in those 3 games. Their relief pitching was dominant, and their offense gave them enough, and the Tigers' pitching made sure that the opposing offense did not do enough. And then you look at Game 2. That was the one game in which their starting pitching was not very good. Kenta Maeda got shelled. He just did. But that just happened to be the one game in which the Tigers' bats really woke up. I mean, you had Riley Green with a home run. You had Mark Canha with a home run. You had Carson Kelly with the game-tying RBI and then the game-winning RBI in the 10th. And, oh, by the way, in that game as well, the bullpen kept the Tigers in the game so that they were able to score the runs to make the comeback. My point is that every single game, the Tigers have done what is asked of them. And we knew their bullpen was going to be good, but they've been even better than we would have thought. We knew that their starting pitching had a chance to be good, but there were some question marks. Can Skubal stay healthy? Skubal, I mean, obviously there's a lot of baseball left to be played, but he made that Cy Young statement. 6 innings, no runs, getting the win. He made that Cy Young statement. Can Jack Flaherty regain his form of 2021 and 2019? He pitched phenomenally. Was Reese Olson's last season, particularly last September, an anomaly, or was it a trend? Reese Olson, 5 2/3 shutout ball. And then you look at offensively, Tarek Skubal, Spencer Torkelson's not hitting yet. Riley Green's not hitting yet. Neither is Jake Rogers, Colt Keith, Parker Meadows. Mark Canha stepped up. Gio Urshela stepped up. You look at Carson Kelly stepped up. Kerry Carpenter. All those guys. I think I'm missing somebody, but
you're preaching right now.
Yeah.
That's and all that has led to a 4-0 win. I know I'm kind of rambling and being long-winded, but still, a 4-0 season. They're undefeated right now. They're playing a little bit of a weak schedule, but they're taking advantage of it.
Exactly. We don't make the schedule.
And now, with how well they've played, they have an opportunity via taking advantage of poor competition, but also playing well themselves, to have one of the best starts in Tiger history.
Yeah.
This Tigers team.
Yeah, that's something we talked about yesterday. Yes. People want to make a deal about their competition or the level of it when the Detroit Tigers used to be that level of competition.
Right.
If those are the teams that they're now beating, that is progress. And we're going to take that. And they're not just beating them in ways that we didn't think they were capable, like fluky plays, lucky plays. No, they're doing it in ways that we talked about before the season started, that Broder broke down before the season started, that KG talked about before the season started, that you talked about. Yeah. So to be able to see that go, and they still have room for improvement because the guys that we know can absolutely rake haven't even started that yet.
Yeah.
They still have an opportunity to get to a different level than what we even see right now. And I'm hoping that happens sooner rather than later.
It's a young team learning how to win. like in arguably 4 different ways. And bada bing, bada boom followed up Sam perfectly, saying this is why baseball is the ultimate team sport. You can have slumps, slow starts, underperformances, but when other areas are playing at a high level, it can balance out the team. And a little bit earlier, Crazy Khan said they're making their hits count. So like their offense really hasn't been there except for that the 7-run comeback or the 7-6 win, the comeback from being down 6-3. But they're manufacturing them. They're getting timely hits and key runs late. Like the fact that Spencer Torkelson and Riley Green haven't started hitting yet they're 4-0. That should be something we're excited about because they'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
It's huge, and that's the ebbs and flow of baseball. When you don't have a sample size, like a large sample size, and you have a slump to start the season, your numbers, you're going to look at them and be like, ooh, that does not look very good.
Yeah.
However, it's baseball. Players get hot, players get cold. Mark Canha just happens to be hot right now. Kerry Carpenter just happens to be hot right now. And if you would have told me before the season that Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson, Jake Rogers, Colt Keith, and Parker Meadows would be hitting and getting on base at such a low clip that they have been, I would have thought 2-2 tops. They're 4-0. And these guys are going to figure it out. At least some of them are.
Yeah.
You've seen Jake Rogers have success. You've seen Spencer Torkelson have success. You've
about
seen
it.
Riley Green have success. Hell, you even saw Parker Meadows in a short time last season have some success. Colt Keith, obviously, we don't know yet. We expect that he's going to be good, but they're 4-0 despite a lot of their young cornerstone hitters not really doing anything.
I can't wait, man.
No.
Okay, the song
Preach that gospel, man.
Look, before we get to the next segment, I just got to ask you guys right now, what are your top 3 most impressive parts to this Tiger start? And you know what? Number 3, we got Javi Baez up there.
He's contributed. He hasn't played well, but
he hasn't hurt the team.
Exactly. And he's come up with 2 timely hits and RBIs in huge spots, and he hasn't made errors on defense. I'm not defending Javi by any means, but I'll stand up for him when he does perform. That last at-bat against the Mets 2 nights ago, that was a good at-bat, and all he had to do was poke it in the outfield because A.J. Hinch had Parker Meadows on third base.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, I have to go to battle with Neil Rule about it. I'm not defending Javi Baez and the totality of what he's done, but here's the thing. In that last game against the Mets, as you said, he did strike out twice. But you know when he didn't strike out? With the bases loaded, and all he needed, bases loaded, less than 2 outs. Could he have struck out? Sure. Yeah. He could have popped out to short. He could have hit a ground ball right back at the pitcher. But no, he lifted one to center field, shallow center. He got the job done. And we all know that in the opening day game, he scored the only run. And part of it was because of his base running. I'm not saying he's a good player or anything like that. I'm just saying you can't just dismiss that as nothing. He has played a role in the Tigers winning 2 games. He has. Yeah. He hasn't been the main reason, but he's been a reason.
And I see CK in the chat. He put his top 3 most impressive things. And chat family, you guys do that as well.
I love that.
Throughout the show. He put A.J. Hinch decisions as number 1. Number 2 is the bullpen. And number 3, Jason Benetti in the sound booth, finding ways to win. We have a lot of fun baseball on the horizon in the D. I absolutely love it, man. So you're telling me, man, that you got higher expectations for this Detroit Tigers team as they continue on?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to get those wins somehow. 4-0 to start the year? Yeah. With a couple more games against the Mets and then 3 against the lowly A's.
Yeah.
Go 8-1.
Where can they go celebrate those higher expectations?
You can celebrate those higher expectations at
I see what you did there.
Dispo! I had a feeling that was the case, but I just wanted to make sure. Visit Dispo Dispensary today for exclusive new deals and experience a team that curates an unbelievable atmosphere, mixed with fresh inventory for Michigan's largest variety of products. Save the date for 420 at Dispo Dispensary. Dispo is putting on epic events with over 1,000 giveaways at each location. Stay tuned for more details. Dispo Dispensary, disposhops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
And with the first pick in the 2024 Media Draft, Detroit selects Woodward Sports. Thank you for making us the #1 digital network in Detroit.
When it comes to chicken sandwiches, I have got the sleeper. It's the Shake Shack Chicken Shack sandwich.
Ooh.
Try the Chicken Shack sandwich for free with a $10 purchase. Grab a shake and a crispy crinkle fry, and your Chicken Shack will be free. Just use the code word Woodward in person, online, or download the Shake Shack app today. Promotion available in all 7 Michigan Metro Detroit locations.
What up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you guys for spending your morning with us. Hey, it's just as fun for us as well. It's energizing. It's electrifying. I know we got another electrifying segment at the end of this show. What's trending with Mr. JB Smooth, too. But we got to talk about the Lions, Brad Holmes, and these Bengals who actually want to be looked at as Lions now, the kings of the jungle. But first, let's put on for our chat family real quick, Mr. Martin.
Yeah, I got to shout out Eduardo O'Neill. He had a super chat. Thank you so much for the donation, Ed. I said, so he sent me a mock draft for us to review tomorrow. Said, Sam. Well, actually said, first pick alone is worth an A+. Be ready, Sam. With a smiley face.
I can't wait.
And I believe it involves a trade up into the first round. So we're going to be reviewing mock drafts tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9:15, from like 9:15 to 9:40. We're going to be reviewing a lot of fan mock drafts. Also, IT Hips, my guy. I like how these guys talk about all Detroit sports, even though the Pistons are an absolute train wreck. Appreciate you, IT Hips, and thank you for your service.
I get it,
We
man.
doing our part.
We're doing our part. I think there was a couple people, one person here who put in their top 3 impressive things. Charles McClain, my top 3 is AJ Hinch's decisions, the bullpen, and the team's never say die attitude. I like that with the Tigers. But let's get on to these Detroit Lions, because there's always a lot to talk about with them, and we're in the offseason.
Hey.
We're in the offseason. It's because Brad Holmes is cooking. And we got DJ Reader, former Bengal, and we also got some Tyler Boyd kind of reports, also a former Bengal.
Yeah.
And DJ Reader was on the Up and Adams show, and he said that the Lions said, we ain't letting you out the building until we get a deal done.
That's what you want to hear.
That's what we sat on this show and we said, when we got the news that he was in Detroit, we said, lock him in the room and do not let him get to his plane until the deal is done. To know that that's what they did, now I do understand fully that the Lions listen to our show.
Hey, hey, and the Lions, and obviously Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell understand the same thing that we do, that DJ Reader was one of the missing pieces to, I think, on paper, one of the better defensive lines now in the NFL. And I know that sounds crazy to sound after last year having to watch, guys like Benito Jones and Quinton Bohanna and Tyson Alualu and Charles Harris, the Okwara brothers. John Kaminsky kind of had a disappointing year. And no disrespect to those guys, but besides Aiden Hutchinson and the 13 games you got out of Aleem McNeil, the defensive line was kind of bare. And obviously I didn't even mention James Houston getting hurt. Now with a DJ Reader, you're the only team in the NFL. This is these Detroit Lions, a team that played significant minutes from the guys that I just mentioned, or significant snaps, now have, from what they did last year, 2 top 11 PFF rated defensive tackles and a top 10 PFF rated edge rusher in Aiden Hutchinson. And, if Marcus Davenport can regain some of his 2021 form and James Houston can regain some of his 2022 form, that to me sounds like a pretty damn good defensive line. And DJ Reader is one of the keys to that, and DJ Reader is the type of guy that will free things up for guys like Aleem and Marcus Davenport and Aiden Hutchinson to put up even better numbers than they did last year, certainly with Marcus Davenport. But DJ Reader might be the guy that unlocks a Defensive Player of the Year caliber season from Aiden Hutchinson as well. So they understand what we understand, that DJ Reader is vitally important to this team.
So you're saying they locked him in a room in Allen Park so he could unlock Aiden Hutchinson?
Absolutely.
I saw that.
Absolutely.
JB, do we have that video of him on the Up and Adams show?
Yeah, I got it.
Let's watch this, because you can just see his excitement. Like when he's talking about it, like, man, these guys would not let me leave. Let's play it and then react.
DJ, a one-way flight is crazy.
Also, I love you, Kay.
Yeah, I got there. Hey, I'm telling you, I look at the itinerary, I'm like, all right, it's got to be a flight home. And then it was like, nah. And then I kept asking my agent, I'm like, yo, when I'm going to get the flight home? It's like, they said they're going to book it. And I'm like, dude, it's like 5 in the afternoon. I still ain't got no flight back to the crib. Like, I've been up here since 8. I ain't got no flight back. We were trying to get this done. I was like, he's like, it don't seem like they're trying to let you out this building. So and some dude shouted out, he's like, we ain't letting you out the building until we get the deal done, man. I don't know who it was. I didn't even look at the door when he said it, but all I can remember is like those words getting said as I walked by. It was cool.
That's the statement from Dan Campbell. That is burn the boats. This is Hotel California. You can come, but you can never leave.
Hey, man, you know what? To see this Detroit Lions organization doing things this way, like the right way, and really kind of just paving their own way to do these things and seeing the rest of the league kind of catch up to them, I don't even know what we're looking at anymore. I have no idea. I mean, with the Pistons, if they ever got back good, we could say, well, there's been other periods and times where we've seen them do good. With the Detroit Lions, it's just like, wow, Sheila Ford Hamp. Like, wow, as an owner, to put all of the right pieces in place to the point that, imagine if they would have tried this 10 years ago with a free agent. That would have probably been such a backlash of negativity on this organization. Like, wait. Y'all trash organization, locking people in, saying you can't go nowhere.
Right.
But now it's a situation where players are absolutely stoked about the opportunity to play for a Super Bowl appearance with the Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions. And Broder, I mean, I think you would. I think this is kind of a universal fact at this point. The DJ Reader signing was what really made free agency something in which pretty much Lions fans give it a high approval rating. That was the one that we're all the most excited about.
What he does, he affects that entire defense. Like, him being out on the field elevates every single player on that defense, not just Aiden Hutchinson, but Ali McNeil and whatever edge is playing opposite Aiden Hutchinson. It helps your linebackers because he's such a hole stuffer, a menace in the run game. I see those smiles, you clowns. And then it helps the cornerback. The more pressure you get, the secondary, I should say, the more pressure you get on the quarterback, it just allows Amik Robertson, Carlton Davis, whoever is going to be the starting secondary, allows them that much more time to stick with their receivers. It's a fantastic signing to see. He's wanted by other teams. The Bengals wanted to bring him back, but they were too late. Just the fact that they wouldn't let him out of the building is epic. And I just got to read this comment. Charles McLean, he says, my question is, wonder if Spielman was in that room or just Brad and Dan. Regardless, you have those 3 in a room or even just 2, there's no way any man can get out of that door.
Yeah, and that's awesome that we can talk about these different names. Like, we actually know Spielman. We know Mike Disner. We appreciate and love our Detroit Lions owner. And then when you take it down to the field level, really a combination of field and front office between the relationship we see with Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell is awesome. And, there was another report with Tyler Boyd.
Bengals.
Tyler Boyd. What do you think about this, man? The interest that the Lions are showing in him as a wide receiver. I know a lot of people across social media, there was mixed reactions about, is he the type of wide receiver we need? But obviously with Josh Reynolds leaving, maybe their interest in Tyler Boyd is something to maybe replace him, I guess. And his kind of how sure-handed he was.
I don't think Tyler Boyd's a good fit for this team personally,
Really?
Especially at $8.4 million a year. And here's the reason why. Tyler Boyd, I know that the last few seasons he's been the number 3 wide receiver with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Man, that was a loaded wide receiver room. But even before Higgins and Jamar Chase got there, Tyler Boyd played the vast majority of his snaps in the slot. And I think the Lions right now are kind of set at that when it comes to Amon-Ra St. Brown, when it comes to Khalif Raymond, played about half of his snaps out of the slot. Sam Laporta played quite a few slot snaps as well when he was off the line. And also for his average annual value in terms of what his market value is $8.4 million. If you're going to get another primarily slot guy, and I don't think the Lions are going to do this, I would probably look at Roman Wilson in the draft instead of trying to get Tyler Boyd for $8.4 million a year. To me, he's just not a fit with this team. He'd be more a fit with a team that needs production from the slot. And the Lions, I mean, you can never get enough of that. And of course, Amon-Ra is capable of playing on the outside. Khalif is capable of playing on the outside. But this is where I think the potential cost of him and what he does best is not a fit for this Lions team.
Yeah, Flannel, I think he's a fit, but I think he's a little redundant. Like I think his skills aren't that much different than Josh Reynolds, or I guess Josh Reynolds is gone now, not that much different than Amon-Ra St. Brown and Donovan Peoples-Jones and Antoine Green, like for the price. And I'm curious where you got those numbers, because the estimate I have is pretty close to that too, like a 2-year, $17.5 million contract. We just let Josh Reynolds walk for $4.5 million a year. Like at that point, whether it's Roman Wilson or Ladd McConkey or a wide receiver in the draft, you take one in the first 3 rounds. I just think that's a better solution, whether it's that X wide receiver type, or if you're going to go redundant. And I don't mean to put Ladd McConkey and Roman Wilson in that category, but you know what I mean. Similar to Amon-Ra type of receiver, I'd rather go with one of the young guys.
Yes, and I got the $8.4 million from Spot Track, by the way. I should have mentioned that. But yeah, with Tyler Boyd, I just don't think that his skill set and what he does and how he likes to play fits the best with this Lions team, especially given the fact that he's a free agent. You'd have to pay him I'm not saying that that's the gospel. You might be able to get him for less, but $8.4 million a year for Tyler Boyd for this team, no thank you.
And the one thing I really like, and JB, if Rod hops on, cut me off at any moment, but Tyler Boyd's getting interest from the Chiefs, the 49ers, the Dolphins, and the Chargers. I know the Chargers were kind of a dump truck last year, but like I think of those 4 as pretty good organizations, or at least winning football. And the more I think about it now, the Chargers probably shouldn't be in that category, but the Chiefs, the 49ers, those are the teams you want to mimic or want to do things like. And that's why I also like that DJ Reader signing. What did the Chiefs do? And this isn't a shot at L'Jarius Sneed. They let their cornerback go and they signed their defensive tackle. Yeah. Like that's the mold I want this Lions team to be built like.
You know what? Let's talk to Rod Beard about it in the next segment. Definitely, man. That is our tribal chief, our sports editor in chief for the Detroit News. He's on next segment. But first, let me tell you guys about Guardian Alarm. They provide customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. It is technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT. Any Rod Beard haters? 1-800-STAY-OUT.
In your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Hey, you guys, the new glorious Ice Water Bubble Hash pre-roll now has diamonds in it, everybody. They are constantly pushing to create the best cannabis experience just for you. The perfect boost comes from their added touch of pure THC diamond dust, allowing flowers with only the highest terps, making the best even better. Check it out. Glorious Cannabis, check them out at your local retailer today, or you can always check them out online at gloriouscanna.com.
Hey, you know what? Glorious, man. That's kind of appropriate right now, man, because we are joined by the legend, Detroit News Rod Beard. What up, dope people? I need you guys to definitely go ahead and put some likes on this stream.
Let's go
for the Chief. Hey, and I see that shirt. Shout out to DC. Hey, tell me about that shirt real quick, Mr. Rod Beard.
It's just the next one that was clean in the drawer. It's cool. Whatever is on top out.
Hey, oh, you wearing that for Mr. Brad Holmes, right? Superman of the off season.
I mean, you can go there too with it. You can take it a lot of ways. Let's
rock, man. Definitely appreciate you spending the time with us this morning and kicking off your day with the crew, the Wake Up Woodward crew. We got our whole starting five here. Before we get into some of these sports topics, you put up a tweet yesterday, and Broder and I were talking about it. We're like, you know what? We got to ask Rod about this, man. We got to ask him. If you had 15 minutes to warm up, which would you be able to do with a full crowd in attendance? You put make a 30-yard field goal, make a half-court shot, hit a 330-foot home run, make an empty net goal from the length of the ice. Which one of those do you think you could do, Rod?
See, here's what people automatically lean to is the half-court shot. And here's the other part that I didn't put with this. You get one attempt. This isn't like the halftime shows where you get 20 attempts in 30 seconds and the guys are feeding you the ball. The extreme team is feeding you the ball. It's not that. You get one attempt at this thing. So I'm going to say it is the 90-foot down the ice shot that because there's no goalie there. You can line that one up. But again, this one is difficult because it's the friction of the ice. You don't want to hit it too soft. If you try to hit it too hard, you throw the angle off. There's a lot that goes into that. But I think I can practice, and that is a straight shot. But people were all over the place. Nobody said 330-foot home run, thankfully, because that was the booby prize and all of this. It's like, you're not hitting a 330-foot home. It's just not happening. Unless you are a baseball player, you are not hitting a 330-foot home run.
It ain't happening. I see JB Smooth over there. He was shaking his head in the TD booth when you said the full length empty net shot. What's up, JB?
No, I think that one is obviously the one that you could probably get off the back. That half-court shot, that's 50-50, especially if you're only getting one chance at it as well, too. But, yeah, that baseball one, not happening. Not hitting that homer. The hockey shot is probably the easiest one you could probably get, at least in my opinion.
Why is no one saying the field goal, though? I think the field goal is more the most makeable thing out of all of these.
For me, it's the half-court shot, man. I mean, just as a basketball player, it's the half-court shot.
Yeah, I don't know that field shot. Oh, go ahead, Rod.
Go ahead. The half-court shot is if I give you a 3 and I say you got to make 1 3, I completely believe in that. The half-court shot is something. And again, it's going to depend, and that's why I left it open-ended. It's going to depend on the person, what sports they play growing up, what athletic shape and what age they're at right now. But the half-court shot is a heave. It's not that easy.
Yeah, you give me 10 pitches, I might pick the 330-foot home run. But you get one pitch or one swing. To me, hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports, so I can't pick that. I would probably, like you said, Rod, it's the full court hockey shot without the goalie, without the little the wall in front of the net where they have the little 3 holes at the bottom.
Little slit.
Yep. I think, and I'm not saying shooting a hockey puck is easy because there are so many things that go into it. It's difficult, but if I could accidentally fall upon a goal in one attempt, it would probably be that.
Fall upon a goal.
Yep.
Fall into a goal. Accidentally fall upon a goal. I'm working on my hockey knowledge.
No, Rod, you've actually convinced me because when it comes to the hockey shot, it's the one out of the 4 where you get a built-in advantage of no goalie. The hoop is still the same no matter what. I think if I were given 10 chances for a half-court shot, I could maybe make 2 of them. Because as you get older, you no longer have to do like the heave or anything.
That's 20% from 3.
No, 20% from half. 2.
Maybe I'm a little over my skis, but like I actually think the like full leg hockey shot is the one. And you convinced me, Rod. You convinced me.
2. This man said 2. Hey.
Oh man.
Shoot
the
your
legend.
Shot.
Right.
2.
I love it.
It becomes an easier shot as you become more of an adult.
It does not.
Nope. I'm talking about
an easier shot.
I'm talking about when you're young, when you're in elementary school or middle school, you have to do that whole run up and heave it with one arm. Like you can actually just kind of maybe do like one of these or something like that. It's good.
Oh man.
No, you know what? Let's get around the Detroit News Post on Detroit Sports. Obviously, the big news right now: the Detroit Tigers 4-0 start.
Easier.
I'm crying. The 4-0 start to the Detroit Tigers season, right? What's the pulse around the Detroit News?
Hey, when you start 4-0, 5-0 becomes easier.
Yeah.
You've won the 4. You've done the hard part. 5-0 is easier. No, it is just that they are doing this the right way. It's not the pitching that's just blowing people out of the games. It is really the AJ Hinch being able to pull the strings with the pinch hitters in those clutch situations, and to be able to do it in one-run games, including an extra inning game, the 5-0 game. It's just showing they can win in different ways. You can get a sac fly from Javi Baez. You can bring a guy off the bench. Andy Ibanez can help you. Torque is there. Carpenter is doing what he needs to do. There's a lot of different moving pieces that makes this work. So the pitching will come and snap into focus, but the fact that they're hitting right now when the weather is cold and kind of crappy out is saying that this team might have something special going.
Rod, how many opening days have you been at or covered in Detroit? And what if this team is undefeated, or even let's just say they've only lost one game going into Friday? What should we expect? This is going to be my first opening day. So what's it going to be like downtown?
Pandemonium. It's going to be complete pandemonium because this town is hungry for a winner. And we've talked about this at length, that it's just we need a playoff team. We need a team that we can rally around. And the Tigers have been down for so long. To do this without Miggy, to do this with young guys, fans are really going to have to pull out their lineup cards and really pay attention to who some of these young guys are and what they're able to do. They know Torque, they know Riley Green, some of them know Carpenter, but you've got to really dig in and find out about Gio Urshela. You've got to figure out who Parker Meadows is and what he does well. And I think that's good for a young fan base and a young team that's kind of growing together. Is you figure out this team, you grow with it, and as the season moves along, you feel a little bit more comfortable.
Absolutely. And I'm going to shift gears a little bit to the Red Wings, who got a huge win at Tampa Bay. Following that win, do you, Rod Beard, believe that the Detroit Red Wings will make the playoffs this season?
Yes, because nobody else wants it. Everybody is just saying, here, you take it. I don't want it. So the Wings, I think, are going to be able to put it together down the stretch. I think it's 7 games left. 4 of them are at home. 3 or 4 are at home. So they've been playing very well at home. Now you just got to be able to get on the road and steal a couple, and I think they'll be able to do that and get into the playoff spot. But again, you're playing a high seed. What do you do with that? Does it mean a lot? It's almost like the Pistons when they made the 8 seed and got ran out the gym by the Bucks. Do you want that? Is that something to build on? And you're right in that middle lane. It's not you're getting a good draft pick out of it, but again, for a young team that's kind of building and you're figuring this thing out, I think it's a step in the right direction for them.
Yeah, I think it would be huge to make the playoffs. And last one from me, at least when it comes to this segment. Do you think Brad Holmes is done in free agency, or do you think he's going to make another move?
That's the question.
I think he's done. There might be something else around the edges, but I think the big moves, the things they said they wanted to do, they've gone out and done. They've checked all the boxes. They got the corners. They got some defensive line help. So a rush edge is really what they were trying to look for. So we talked about it before too. This opens up the draft for you where you can go receiver, where you can go linebacker. You just go best player on the board, and that's where Brad Holmes sort of excels is, hey, this guy is falling. I can trade up a few picks and get a better guy that I really like. And that you want him in that spot. You want him with some ammunition to be able to do it. So we'll see how it turns out, but I feel optimistic going into the draft that they're going to make another splash and get another piece that can help them immediately.
Hey, that's awesome. That is awesome. And I know a little bit later we're going to talk about Jared Goff and this potential contract that we're hearing about from Ari Meroff and the numbers and whatnot. But you got to tell us about something else with the QB as well.
Hey, did you set that whole thing up?
Hey, you see that?
Wow.
I was thinking that whole segment. How do we set this up?
Shake Shack and Woodward Sports wants to remind you it's always football season. How would you like to win 2 free tickets to this season's home opener? It's the Shake Shack Quarterback Challenge. If you can throw it on a rope, you could be at the home opener. Register today for your chance to win at any Shake Shack location at woodwardsports.com or scan the QR code right above my head.
at work, and at home. We're there with smarter security solutions, featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Join Woodward Sports for 2 great parties, Grand Slam Fest and the opening day block party. Grand Slam Fest will be broadcasting live from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. or come party at the block party, Brass Rail, Love and Tequila, and Annex. 1 ticket gets you into all 3. Win your tickets now, like the stream, and comment Grand Slam Fest. We will select 1 winner to come to opening day fest April 5th at the Detroit Opera House parking lot, or buy your tickets at grandslamfest.com.
Hey, what up, dope people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. We got another segment with the legend, Mr. Detroit News Rod Beard. Before we get into that drum roll for this next segment, you guys heard what Mr. Flannel Sam said. Like this stream. We get to 125 likes, and you guys comment Grand Slam in the chat. We will select a winner to attend the party for free, this opening day party on Friday, by the end of the show. So definitely going ahead. Let's get those likes up to 125 before the end of the show, and we will announce the winner at the probably during our mailbag segment.
Yeah.
All right.
That sounds good.
Let's do that. But hey, I need you guys' help getting this drum roll going. You got anything in the sound bank?
No,
hey,
yeah.
Let's rock it. Hey, yo! Shout out and welcome again to the legend Detroit News Rod Beard. It is Wednesday, so that means it is Woodward Pistons Wednesday. And we got to talk about these Detroit Pistons. I know last week, a lot of people, especially when they saw the clip on the Woodward Pistons channel, they were like, yo, Kool-Aid has just lost it, man. He is in panic mode. I didn't think I was necessarily in panic mode, but I used chuckling, Rod. But I know I brought a little bit different energy and a little bit different kind of take than I probably have had all season. And really, it's the culmination of a lot of different things, seeing this team kind of go through what they are going through this year, not really meeting expectation, players getting injured for the year. It's tough to see what's happening with Asar Thompson as well, with the blood clots and whatnot. I'm still praying for him, and I hope that they get that thing figured out. But it was nice to see him on the practice floor at the last practice I was at. But Rod, as always, we got to start things off with Rod's thoughts.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Mike Curtis, who's put in his time, his 2 years. But he's moving on to another opportunity, going to cover the Mavericks for the Dallas Morning News, and certainly wish him all the best, because he came in just kind of looking to get some feedback, looking to get some mentorship, and he certainly absorbed all of that, and now he's ready to move on to the next thing. And that's my role as a sports editor is, hey, get guys ready for the next level of what they're doing, and that's his mentor too, is to kind of get him ready for the next thing and not try to hold him back. So certainly happy for him, wish him well in his next endeavor. But we posted the job out there, and It's just I think the yesterday I put it on Twitter. There might be 50, somewhere around 50 people who have sent their work in, their applications and everything else. So it'll be a process. It's a process to try to find the next person.
It's a process, man. But you know what? Anything that they can do as it relates to being underneath your tutelage and your mentorship, I can tell you firsthand, as Mike Curtis will and has as well, you do a great job, man. You really do a great job. I just want to make sure, again, as much as I can, that I definitely state that on any platform that I have. Rod Beard, thank you for all that you do for a lot of us out there, man. Thank you.
No, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Oh, man, now we got to talk about the Pistons.
You got to sell the job now. Sell it. The Pistons, they're up and coming. They got Cade Cunningham. Let's go.
You sound like me from earlier in the season.
Hey, we can be optimistic. Even though they're struggling, we can be optimistic.
All right, I'm back, man.
Let's go.
I'm back. What's good, Rod?
I got nothing. I mean, I beat the Wizards.
Beat the Wizards.
That's all I got. That's all I got. There's nothing else.
Hey,
and I think I said last week, if we could fast forward to the end of the season and just make sure nobody else gets hurt, like a season-ending injury or something, let's go to that.
No more of those season-ending injuries. It's tough to see their best trade deadline acquisition, and Simone Fontecchio, he's out. It was funny at the last practice. He and Monty Williams were on the treadmill. On the bikes together, just kind of pedaling, and it was just like, man, oh man, oh man. I wish we could see him playing with kind of this iteration of the team right now, because Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham, they're getting a lot of playing time together. It was tough to see Jalen Duren leave that last game. He lost a tooth. I think the Pistons would have won that game. But the question that I've seen and continue to be bantied about, and we said that we were going to ask you today, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, and the man himself, Cade Cunningham, is that a trio that you expect to see on this Pistons team next year?
Yes. Yes. Unless there is some trade that you cannot turn down, and they want Ivy and the number 1, 2, 3, whatever pick it is. If they want those two things and it's a trade you just can't turn down, then yes. I can't see them trading Cade or Duren. That I just can't see. It would have to be something magical to throw Duren in, and I just don't think there is a deal that exists that they would trade Cade. That's I don't see any other way that works.
Yeah, and then the other question I'm seeing is for the people that are saying, you know what, I want to see them all back next year. The counterpoint to that I'm seeing everybody get is that a winning formula? I believe personally that you need to put, obviously we all know this, and we started the show with this, they need a lot more help around them. I'm hoping that they use this free agency to go out there and grab not one, but two solid free agents. I don't think that one kind of top-tier free agent this year helps to push this unit or this group into a different stratosphere than where they are currently. But I want to see them go out there and get two of them. So I won't ask you, is that a winning formula, but what makes that a winning formula if those three return next year?
Just another year of experience that we've seen the level that Duren has been able to get to, and a healthy Cade can get to. I think there's something there, but you hit it. You need to get that all-star type guy who is going to come in and be able to augment what they already do. We haven't seen a lot of games where Cade takes over and Ivy takes over. So would it be Cade and All-Star X, whoever this person ends up being? I think that's a little bit more likely because, like I said, for Cade to be the best him that he can be, he needs to be able to distribute the ball and kind of score secondarily, I'll say. If Cade is your leading scorer, he's not distributing the ball the way that you need to. And he's had few games like that where he's had double-doubles. And I'll try to look that up too, how many double-doubles with assists that he's had this year. And I think that's the key. When he's able to be the kind of free safety type guy in his approach and the way that he handles stuff, that's when he can be his best self.
Rod, this is somewhat related. I want you to tell me where maybe I'm right or where I'm wrong. I'm worried about Jaden Ivey. I'm worried about the fact that in a month of March, he shot 23% from three. I'm kind of getting a little bit tired of seeing games like the Memphis game, for example, or even the Orlando game early on in the New York Knicks game where bad calls helped cost them, but also Jaden Ivey playing poorly in games where Cade Cunningham played excellently, costing them some games. I'm worried. Are these fears justified, or do you think Jaden Ivey will be okay?
I think he'll be okay because I think you're asking him to be a lot right now. And again, the things that we would want that all-star X person to do is what Ivey's having to do right now. And so I think he can, if you slide him down and he's like your third option, I think that suits him a little bit more at this point in his career. When he starts to figure it out, I think that's when this won't be as much of a concern. But I agree with you. I think there's something there that the way that he's being utilized and what he feels like he has to do is a lot on his shoulders, and it's just tough.
No, for me, it's just been kind of difficult to watch Cade Cunningham in terms of numbers, obviously he's not going to be an all-star, a season that we would have all have taken from him. About 22, 4, and 8 on, solid efficiency and improved three-point shot, all of that. But then when you look at some of the guys around him and Jaden Ivey, his three-point percentage has gone down. Asar Thompson, as much as we like everything else that he does, I think he has a worse three-point shot than I do. I mean, that's not really part of Jalen Duren's game.
Obviously, 2 for 10 from half court.
Not half court.
No, but you saw Boyan get hurt earlier. Simone Fontecchio's hurt right now. Isaiah Stewart, who's actually been one of your best three-point shooters, is out for the season as well. I'm worried that even some of the young guys that we all have a lot of hope in and have shown some positive things, at least on an individual level, may not fit with what would make Cade his best self.
I think they can fit, but again, the days that Cade may not have it are the days you need Ivey to be Cade, essentially, to be a 30-point scorer. And again, I just don't know that he has that in his bag yet to be a 25% or 25-point scorer every day when Cade is there. And so of his 62 games, Cade had 13 games with double-digit assists. And that's going to need to be a higher number. The average by itself, 7.5 assists, you love it, but you want to see more games where he can just find other people to help him out, and he doesn't have to be that dude every single game. And right now it feels like that.
So, Rye, something that Kool-Aid brought up over the last couple shows is the possibility of possibly getting Paul George in free agency. And I think he would be the perfect piece to this young core. He's a veteran, consistent scorer, a wing that has done it on the biggest stages. Do you think he's a good fit? And how realistic do you think a move like that is? Or do you think that, they need someone more like a DeMar DeRozan, a Tobias Harris, or Zach LaVine?
They need 2 of any of those players you just mentioned.
2 of everything.
Yeah, but how realistic do you think a Paul George move is?
You want the good news or bad news?
Hey, give me the bad news first.
I think it's impossible. Well, I won't even say impossible. I think it's highly unlikely. PG still wants to win. And so I think he'll go to a winning level team.
Yeah.
That's the bad news. The good news is I think it's the fit that you need. It's the type of player that you need who's experienced, who can do a lot of things. And we just keep talking about this. A 6'9" sort of versatile wing who can play the 3, who can play the 4, who just plays some defense. That's the prototypical what you need to survive in this league. Every team seems like they have a guy like that, except the Pistons right now. They just don't have an all-star level guy. I think he would bring that sort of thing, that sort of enthusiasm.
Oh, did we lose him?
Oh, no.
I think he's frozen like Elsa.
He was preaching, too, and I had one. You
back?
back?
Yeah, I'm back. No, I was saying that he doesn't need a lot of shots. I think he can fit his game and mold his game to Cade and everybody else, where I think that's a really good fit offensively, defensively, everything else. But there are only so many of those in the league that you can go and get, and I just don't think he's going to be gettable.
Yeah, and you know what, Rod, I'm hoping at the very least. I know that they've been connected to guys like Tobias Harris. I want them, even though I know it's a slim chance, I want them to take an opportunity to say, you know what, Paul George, here's our offer. We're going to try and give you the most money, more money than anybody else out there is going to give you, to at least show that they do care about bringing in the right type of talent. But I know that there's been links to Tobias Harris. I've heard like DeMar DeRozan. We've heard that they've been, over the last few years, they've been in some type of deals with the Utah Jazz a couple times for Bojan Bogdanovic and then for Simone Fontecchio. I know that the Utah Jazz have a couple players over there, and John Collins as well as some Lauri Markkanen, who've been on the trade blocks before. I'm hoping that the Detroit Pistons aren't resting on any laurels and that they're going out there and they're trying to turn over every single stone, because I do believe they need 2 impact players, either through the trade market or through free agency, to add to this squad for them to really take not just a step forward, but to really complement these young players. I do believe that right now, if you get more players on this team, it does reduce the responsibility of players like a Jaden Ivey and probably put them in a better position to succeed. But another area that they're going to have an opportunity to make something happen is in the draft as well. And I know that you and I are on record as saying it's probably better for them to trade that pick because you don't want to get younger. But have there been any players? And I saw you were active as well during March Madness. I was at the Purdue-Tennessee game as well as the first one in the Sweet 16. And just seeing Zach Edey and seeing the 6'6" wing out of Tennessee, Dalton connect, goodness gracious. And he's more than just a three-point shooter. Has there been anybody that's kind of impressed you during this March Madness run as it relates to who the Pistons should look at in the draft?
No, I was going to say it's connect. It's absolutely connect that he needed a little bit more help around him. But he shot the ball like local people will say Nick Stauskas or Duncan Robinson when they were at Michigan. That's the level that he shot the ball. And it felt like I think he had 16 of their first 21 points in that last game. It's just that's a shooter. That's a dude, just give me the ball in the right spot. Now again, let's think. That guy in the corner, when Cade is driving, and he's got to kick it to the weak side, Dalton connect in that corner. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yep. Yeah, I like it a lot too. It was different. You see these guys play on TV and you see their talent, but kind of being there in person, it was a pretty epic experience. Zach Edey putting up the 40 and 16, but Dalton Connect, I feel like he had the more impressive game. He showed his skills on all three levels. Catch and shoot, dribble and shoot, at the three-point line, 2-3 feet back from the three-point line, able to put the ball on the deck, able to get into the paint, able to hit from mid-range, and even has a little bit of bunnies, man, to get up and put the ball down and dunk it. But that's the guy. That's the guy for me. I know there's a lot of people out there who they wonder about Alex Sarr as well, who's probably the presumptive number 1 overall pick. But there's a lot of similarities as it relates to he and Duren. I know that Alex Sarr, he takes more threes. He's not making those threes, but he is putting in that work right now. And he does have a little bit of wiggle. He has a little bit of dribble to his game as well. But largely, he'd be the 5 on this squad where Jalen Duren is. And so if I am the Pistons, I'm hoping they're looking more. If they're going to draft a player with that first pick, I'm hoping it's somebody like a Dalton Keith who absolutely showed out, in my opinion, in this tournament. I wish we could see more of him, but Purdue got that win. But it was a great game. Anything else from the crew?
Well, Rod, there's a reason why you're so good at what you do. You completely killed the Paul George dreams for me, because here's the thing. we were talking before the show about just spitballing some of the best players to never win a championship. I mean, Paul George, he had some, great runs with Indiana, with OKC, and with the Clippers, but a ring is kind of what he's missing, and he's not going to get it with these Pistons, at least not in the next couple of years. So that was a great point by you and something that I didn't even consider. So, yeah, thank you for that.
And you know what, before I let you...
PG is 30. He'll turn 34 next month. Yeah, I don't know how much tread is left on the tires for PG. He's still playing at an all-star type level. What's the salary number? Let me give you some hope here.
Okay.
He's had some nice contracts over the years.
Yeah, he's not the most expensive star.
45 and 48. All right, close that window. You can't pay PG 45 and 48. That is no. I'll shut that dream down completely.
That's fair.
You're not paying them Jared Goff money, huh?
You're right.
You give JG 49.
Exactly. You know what? Before I let you go, Rod, CK says, thanks, Rod. Always a pleasure listening to you. It's cool to see the people put legend in the chat and whatnot. It's a good homage to who you are as a person and who you are and have been as a professional. I appreciate your time on the show, man. Any last words?
No. I always try to brush that stuff off because I learned from the legends and the Terry Fosters of the world who really took me under their wing and helped me out, and the Rob Parker. So I'm just paying it forward. That's all I can do.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you as always, man. This has been a great segment. I know you mentioned the good and the bad. As it relates to Paul George, I also have some good and bad news. Some of that bad news is insurance rates have gone up in the state of Michigan, and none of us are surprised by that. The good news, though, is that Swiss Insurance is here to help. Right now, more than ever, it is important to have your insurance reviewed by them. Swiss will make sure that your current carrier is not raising their fees, raising their deductibles, putting any extra fees in there or anything like that. So call Mark at Swiss Insurance today or visit them at www.swissins.com and tell them that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Every year, after a cold and dreary winter, Metro Detroiters come together for two things: Tigers baseball and the best damned party in the world. A new season of Tigers baseball is here, and we're bringing in the new season as only Woodward Sports knows how. Broadcasting live from the biggest party. It's the Grand Slam Festival at the Detroit Opera House. Come party with 4,000 Detroit sports fans, starting with Wake Up Woodward and rolling into Big D Energy. This is a party you don't want to miss, with Detroit's best DJs, food trucks, and of course, shots. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFest.com. 21 plus. See you April 5th at the Grand Slam Fest.
Hey, you guys, are you tired of wearing that same old Detroit sports merch? Well, it is a new era in sports wearables with amazing designs, the ultimate swag. Check out woodwardsports.com. Click on that shop tab. We've got designs dropping every single week. We got the Brad Holmes guy t-shirt. We got the Woodward Lions. We got the LFG Red Wings hoodies there as well. And you know we just released the Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes election hoodies. You got to get those. Get swagged out. The draft is coming soon. Once again, that is woodwardsports.com. Click on that shop tab.
Hey, what up, though, people? Man, that was an epic segment from two segments from Mr. Rod Beard, the Detroit News editor-in-chief. And he's always loves to have fun as well. That's what I also love about him, man. He's just a good person overall.
You can marvel at his sports knowledge from LA to DC.
Hey, I see what you did there. I see bars, Broder bars, right?
Harry Mack.
I like that, man. Hey, and you know what? Welcome back, chat family. It is Wake Up Woodward. Thank you guys for kicking off your day with us this morning. It looks like, I was about to say 17 likes away. Now we are just 16 likes away from 125. So we can give away those free passes to the opening day party where we will be broadcasting from. I've been there the last 2 or 3 years. Thank you, Stick.
Yeah.
Even before I was with Woodward Sports, when they were kind of like, hey, we want you to join. They invited me out. It was one of the best times I've ever had. And I have to say, one of the best times I've ever had, because I went there another 2 times after, and it was just as good. I'm telling you, you guys want to be at that party. We're going to have more giveaways as well. I think we're going to give away one a day until Friday. And I'm going to see if we can do something to give away a couple more, maybe on Thursday as well. Maybe on that Friday.
Ooh,
maybe we can give away a couple more on Friday itself, see if we can get some people down there.
I can't. You know, last year I was a little bit tame, I will say. This year, I kind of feel like having a little bit more fun.
Finna let loose. Finna let it all hang
Flannel
out.
on the
I love
loose.
it.
Ooh.
Flannel on the loose.
We got
man.
an unbuttoned flannel shirt. Oh, shit.
We shall see.
Hey, you coming with the cutoff sleeve flannel?
Man, maybe like under like a coat or something.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 48 degrees or something like that.
We shall see.
Hey, we are in a tent, though.
Yeah, that's
wear a
facts.
sleeveless flannel and then put on a coat. But
It'll be fun though.
yo, we got to talk about Jared Goff.
JG.
Jared Goff, and you know what? I gotta hear from Mr. Matthew Broder first. Obviously, Ari Merrill.
Me?
He reports that Jared Goff, his extension could land him in between Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts. We got that news up on that's the graphic right there. We got that news up on social media yesterday, and obviously there were opinions flying all over the place.
Yeah.
You're the man in the building. You are our Detroit Lions and Detroit Tigers credential beat writer and reporter. How are you feeling about this? These early reports?
I'm feeling if you can get him in an annual contract that starts with a 4 and not a 5, you run that contract to him and his agent almost as fast as you're running that Aiden Hutchinson pick, that Penei Sewell pick in the first round. It's a lot of money. This is going to be a bargain in 2-3 years. Quarterbacks are about to be making 60 plus million per year. If he's willing to go at 49 a year, and you can get creative with the structuring, front loading, back loading, whatever you want to do. The fact that doesn't start with a 5, that I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
You know, my question is this, man. And this is to everybody, but obviously you were the last talker, so I ask you first.
Ask me.
If the Detroit Lions would have given him a contract extension before this season, do you think it would have been cheaper or more expensive?
It would have been cheaper.
Ah.
Yeah, it would have been much cheaper. I mean, it might have been, 45 or below, but, there's flexibility that they have not having given him this contract. Now, you know a little bit more what your team looks like, how close they are to a Super Bowl, how he performed on a good team in the playoffs leading to a Super Bowl. They knew a lot of things about him, I'm sure, but you now got to witness a full season of him having consistent success. It's one of those things. If you can still build the team around him, if you can still have the top offensive line, one of the top offensive lines in the league, he's going to be a successful quarterback. So however they figure this out, they structure this contract with Mike Disner, Brad Holmes, they have a plan in mind that involves Jared Goff, St. Brown, and Penei Sewell first up in terms of the batch of extensions. And you know what? The risk, the little bit of extra money that they might have to pay not having re-signed him last year, there still is the opportunity to franchise tag him. Yeah. Like he still has a year to play. They don't even have to make a move and extend him right now. I think I think they will. You normally want to extend. If you believe in him and he's going to be your quarterback for the next 3 years, you give him that extension, that trust, that faith in the organization, and you pay for it for the next 3 or 4 years. But depending on where his mindset is, depending on the conversation he has with Brad Holmes, I think a franchise tag is only 38. Maybe it's 40 million next year. That's still on the table. So whatever they do, there's still flexibility.
Yeah, and it's funny because I've been here a few months and dating all the way back to when we were doing nights. I always said that 48 would be my number. 48 is the magic number to me that you want to sign him at. But people got to realize that's still way under market value. If you paid him over 50, I would probably be okay with it as long as it's nothing like, 57, 58, 59. But if you were to give him a low 50s, I think that's acceptable too. You got to pay this man for what he's done for your franchise, man. Matt Stafford was here 12 years and he couldn't do the things that Jared Goff has done in just a short amount of time. And I understand the situations were different, but to me, a franchise tag, unless he asks for it, is kind of a slap in the face at this point. This man has won playoff games for you. He's gotten you to an NFC championship. Now his second NFC championship, or taking a team to an NFC championship with two different franchises. So I think you do have to pay this man. But I think 48 is a steal. 48, 49 is a steal. You get this done because the longer that you wait, the longer that you let this go, it's just going to get more and more pricey. And if he's really your guy of the future, which they seem to have committed to, they're building the team around him. They're giving him everything he needs. He's going to be your guy. You want to lock this up, get it sold up. Don't let it become a distraction depending on how far the Lions go next year and beyond.
That is a great point. I want to continue to talk about this into the next segment, so we'll cut the conversation a little short here. But chat family, get your comments, get them in the chat. We want to be able to read those. We want to be able to interact with you all as well. The phone line is 313-552-6322. I want to know and check the pulse of Detroit sports fans as it relates to Jared Goff, potentially $49 million a year to be the Detroit Lions quarterback. And we want to be able to talk about what the years might actually look like, how many years guaranteed, things of that nature when we get back. So we'll cut it a little short right now, and I can also tell you guys where you can go and get an amazing haircut. Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That is Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Stop in, sit back, and relax, and let one of Lady Jane's talented stylists make you look and feel great. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it is wicked awesome.
Buying your first Feldman Chevrolet is much more than buying the car that will get you from point A to point B. It's a place for first memories, some big, some small. As she grows, you're not just buying her a Chevy, you're buying into a Feldman family. With more than 700,000 vehicles sold, from generation to generation, Feldman just keeps rolling.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Woodward Sports has you covered all day long. All day Detroit sports coverage right after Wake Up Woodward. At 11 o'clock, we got Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, KG, and Spenmo Rax with Big D Energy. Right after that, at 2 o'clock, from 2 to 4, Armani and Edwards with Maz. That's University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, Ryan Armani, and Tom Asway. And then you can finish the day from 5 to 7 with the big boys, the big fellas, the heavyweights. We got Spenmo Rax, Easy, Nick in the sound booth, and Chris Platty, who joined us in the sound booth earlier this week. Check them out. We got a full lineup of shows all day. Tune into Woodward Sports.
April in the teens. Stand on the screen for every single team. Diving play. Victory. You're coming to the team. No, you're gonna get beat. April in the teens.
Hey, welcome back. What up, though, people, man? I love that song. I love that song,
Dude,
man.
just-
April in the D. It helps when they're winning, too.
No, most def. Just seeing Sam's face light up as we
You
was
saw
playing
that?
that, man. Yeah,
You saw that?
he has had a different look about him.
I mean, if we can somehow, we can see Red Wings playoff hockey
Yeah.
and a Tigers team that is at the very least above 500 for the month of April, then April in the D is officially back.
Yeah.
It's back.
Hey, let's go. Yo, your face doing that, it was just like, yo, it made me happy, man.
Yeah, man.
I thought I was happy, and then all of a sudden, Flannel was just over there just,
Taking me back.
welcome back. Welcome back, people, to Wake Up Woodward. Chat family, y'all are, shout out to Eduardo O'Neill. Y'all are on one right now, man. We're at 139 likes right now, so we will be announcing who will be getting one of those passes during our mailbag segment. Thank you guys so much for the support. Hey, man, we just went up to 140 likes. Hey, man, they're doing their thing. We'll definitely make sure and try to continue to do our best as well But we're talking about this Jared Goff contract. And I see there's a lot of kind of chatter in the chat about what they're hoping to see numbers-wise and whatnot. But, Flannel, like, if this is something that gets done, what do you think is something positive or good for both sides as it relates to Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions in terms of years? How much do you think is guaranteed? I know I'm putting you on the spot, maybe just a little bit, but you're well-studied.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know if I can answer that per se, but I will give my thoughts on potentially $49 million a year. Mm-hmm. Is it the most ideal thing in the world? I would probably say no, but did Jared Goff earn it? He most certainly did. And that's the one good thing is that, like, for example, I'll give you the Kyler Murray contract. I think he's almost been a little bit underrated because people now think he's the worst quarterback ever, but he's actually been okay. But did he earn that kind of a contract? Absolutely not. The Cardinals haven't won anything with him as a quarterback. Is it all his fault? Not necessarily, but still, you've got to win something to me before you've earned a contract like that, which is why, conversely, Jalen Hurts did earn that contract that he got, and so did Jared Goff. I mean, the reality is that coming into the year, I personally, even though it would have been less expensive, I did not want them to do a Jared Goff extension prior to this season because I needed to see it in the playoffs. I needed to see if this team could win with Jared Goff at the level in terms of like playoffs. Obviously, they had a winning season in 2022 and they ended the year on a tear, but I needed to see another excellent regular season and then really good quarterback play from Jared Goff in the playoffs, and that's exactly what we got. He was a big reason why the Lions beat the Rams. He was a big reason why they beat the Buccaneers, and Jared Goff was not the reason why the Lions lost to the 49ers. Mm-hmm. He played well enough to win 3 consecutive playoff games. And that to me is what sold me on, even if $49 million isn't the most ideal thing for me, Flannel Sam, I would be okay with it just in terms of he's earned it. Yeah. He's shown that with this team, which is going to be pretty much intact, at least for next year, with Gibbs and Montgomery in the backfield, with this offensive line, which basically replaced Jonah Jackson with Kevin Zeitler, which I think is an upgrade, with guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, that he's capable of putting up numbers and playing quarterback at like a top 5 to 8 level.
Yeah,
that's good enough for the Lions to win. That is.
Hey, look, Eduardo O'Neal, he had a comment for you. He said, "Preach, Sam."
Wow. Hey, Eduardo O'Neal. I'm finally. Well, actually, Eduardo O'Neal, you've been one of the nicer ones in the chat. But hey, do I sound like a Chiefs fan now?
And on the other end of it, Matthew Kruger says, I disagree with the last 20 seconds of what Flannel Sam just said with all of my life.
Damn, man.
Yeah. How about this? I got some more comments from the chat. By the way, shout out Spudster58, new member. Really enjoyed listening. Just had to become a member of the team. Shout out to you, Spudster58.
Thank you.
On the Jared Goff topic, Mike G says, pay that man his money. Sincerely, Teddy KGB. Mitten Mate says, $50 million? Who we think he is, Chelsea Clinton. Detroit Arrow says, pay Goff. It shows faith, which is well-earned. And then Art Vandalay follows up. Nobody puts into account the fact that his teammates love Goff as a leader and will run into the fire with him, for him. What's that worth? I thought that's a mic dropper right there.
Like you said, Broder, anything with a 4 in front of it, you run to that man's agent and get it done. He is still well under market value. The market dictates that you should pay him 55 to 56 people. So 49, that is absolutely like a good deal. We should be doing that.
Well, and I even forgot to mention that Ben Johnson's coming back. For how long? Who knows? But he's got another year with arguably the best offensive coordinator in the NFL. And it's clear that Jared Goff has thrived under him, just like he thrived under another brilliant offensive mind in Sean McVay. I understand that when it comes to Jared Goff, and to some extent, every quarterback needs this. He has a great situation, but not every quarterback can come into a great situation or be kind of build a great situation as it comes into him and play as well as Jared Goff did last year. Is he a top 5 quarterback in the NFL? Not necessarily. Is he a top 10? Certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly. That's good enough for this team.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Without you, Eric Allen makes a good point. Goff has done way more in less time in the league than Cousins, and Cousins keeps getting Scrooge McDuck type money every contract he signs. Goff deserves it.
Well, he's just a finesse artist. He's lived off of the franchise tag. So,
and then Eduardo O'Neill
like
follows
that?
up. By the way, shout out Eduardo, $199 donation. We appreciate you. He says, all I care about is cap hit. Look at Hurts.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that this is definitely something that my mind has changed on completely. I was more similar to you as it relates to Jared Goff. I know when KG was kind of training and making the rounds on some of the shows in the sound booth, we had a couple shows, man. Big D Energy and fill-ins for the heavyweights as well, where we talked about what do we want to see Jared Goff get. And at that point in time, a lot of us were a little bit kind of nervous about making this, even this type of investment into Jared Goff.
Yeah.
But today I sit here like, you know what? Make it happen. I am A-okay with it, especially when you talk about, like Flannel brought up, they've improved this offensive line. I believe that even the weapons, we know they're going to add somebody.
Yeah.
But Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta and Jahmyr Gibbs, these guys are going to take, and Jameson Williams, let me not leave him out. I believe all these guys are going to take ample steps forward next season. And when you talk about Ben Johnson being here, maximize that window. If you got a good thing going right now, I say maximize as much as you can with those specific ingredients in this recipe and see what you can get out of it. Because it is, man. I don't believe that switching to a new quarterback, in a year or 2 years even, I don't think that that's something that's just an easy transition. You're talking about chemistry. You're talking about cadence. You're talking about pace.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden all these things change, including the actual play designs if you switch up to who you're going to. So for this Super Bowl window, maximize all you can with the players that you've identified to be kind of your movers and shakers, and the ones that, like you said, man, have kind of proven they can do this thing. If people thought it was a fluke of what he did with the Rams, doing it with the Lions is definitely an accomplishment.
Yeah, and just one quick thing before we go to break, and I'll kind of pose this to around the room. Is it mean anything that Jared Goff is also a known commodity, that you've seen it with him and this team? And I'll just give the hypothetical of Hendon Hooker. Obviously, I like Hendon Hooker as a potential NFL quarterback, but you don't know. You know Jared Goff has had, 4 regular seasons in which he's been really good, a playoff run this past year in which he was really good. He's a known commodity with this team. There's, I would say, a high floor, like a 10-win floor.
Well said.
Yeah.
I like that.
2 different franchises, man. We've seen it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. It's a different time. It's like to even be able to talk about this in the past, if we were talking about players getting an extension, it was just because we wanted to see our favorite players still remain here because it was realistically the most we had to cheer for. Now we're talking about, is Jared Goff the right guy to give this extension due to what it can mean for our Super Bowl window?
Yeah.
It's a completely different level of conversation, and it's one that I'm glad that we get to have.
Yeah.
No matter what side of the fence we're on, we're talking about a squad that is just doing things completely different and giving themselves a chance to be the best.
Hey, listen, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush is what I was always told.
What in the bush?
Hey.
A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Pretty much saying, you don't realize what you got till it's going. And we have a quarterback. Yes, he's not the perfect quarterback. Yes, he's not the flashy quarterback, but he gets the job done. So I think we should err on the side of that instead of testing unknown waters.
And you know where you can take that bird to get the best, bro?
Where can you take him, man?
You can take that bird to Premier Pet, man. Premier Pet Supply.
Transition king.
I know.
You're on it today, Kool-Aid.
It is, it's the anniversary, man. Shout out to my baby. Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences of the online and big box retailers with one major difference. They've been family and locally owned for over 30 plus years. That's that Detroit versus everybody love right there. Over 60 brands of food and nutrition experts to help you. Same day, local curbside and home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best at www.premierpetsupply.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. Catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. What's better than crispy chicken and pizza while watching your favorite team play? Let me tell you about Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza. Their food is amazing and their locations are popping up all over Metro Detroit. A perfect takeout option featuring hand-breaded fried chicken, New York pizza, fresh salads, sides, and more. Check out their full menu and find the closest Soroki's near you at Sorokis.com. That's Sarokis.com. Soroki's and Woodward Sports. That's crispy.
That is crispy, man. I like Soroki's too. What up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. Thank you guys for choosing to start your day with us. We're up to 155 likes. Chat family, let's go, man. Give you guys a hand of applause, man. A round of applause. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to Miss Tammy Chin as well, our chat MVP. She's excellent. I wanted to see which one of my friends is going to the best party in the D for opening day. I'm telling you guys, you don't want to miss the party. It's going to be electric. I cannot wait for it, especially with the expectations that the Detroit Tigers are bringing into that day as well. But I think it is time to tee this thing up, man. You ready, Mr. KG?
Yes, sir.
You ready, Mr. JB Smooth?
Oh, yeah.
It's time for the most electrifying segment in sports entertainment. If you smell what JB Smooth is cooking, it's what's trending.
Jay Bizzle.
There we go.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey.
What's
JB.
going on? All right, I got a few videos here for you guys. First, we'll start off with this one. Hey, I told y'all I got this. I got this.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
No. Don't walk.
Run!
Told you I got this, man. I got.
Hey, I'm not mad at him. I'm not finna be on the receiving end if he messed that up.
He's dog. That judge, man. He hit the stop,
like,
drop,
no,
and roll,
no,
bro.
No, all right, I'm out.
Stop, drop, and roll.
What are they doing?
I don't know, but if I was that judge, I would have did the same thing too.
Yeah, man.
So it was a weightlifting contest, and he was trying to see, if he had perfect form and everything. And I think he just kind of lost his balance and just started to lean forward, and it was kind of all bad from there.
Where are the spotters, and why are you doing it right in front of a judge who doesn't have it doesn't look like the most agile judge?
Yeah, right.
He was trying to get out of that way. That roll, I would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah. That judge's placement is bad, though. Y'all gotta have better seating arrangement for that judge.
Play that one more time. They're trying to figure out. The chat's asking, where did he actually drop it? I'm trying to see.
He did it, but he almost did.
He held on to it.
He almost dropped it.
Just at the end, where did it actually land at the end?
I mean, he's supposed to drop it, but it's
right when he hits the power clean, like right when his legs separate,
and they helped him drop it.
Yeah, they helped. Him
okay, I
so
see
he
that.
didn't just like drop it.
It was he's supposed to do that, but you're not supposed to move forward like that.
There shouldn't be any extra steps, bro. There shouldn't be any extra. Once you get it up, once you get that power clean up, there shouldn't be extra steps. You're supposed to stick that landing.
Exactly.
Too much weight. The dude's got to get back in the weight.
That is so many moving parts when it comes to like a power clean or a clean and press. It's just if you got too much weight on, that could end badly for you. And fortunately for that judge, I don't think he just wanted like a weight thrown on him. So he moved probably quicker than he has had in probably 10 years at that point.
Hey, 5 seconds of embarrassment is better than a 5-year injury. That weight set drop on you.
Exactly. Now, all right, this next video I got for you guys. Opening day is coming up, so hopefully the Tigers don't have this issue. But I swear this never happens. So this is the Chicago Cubs entrance, and they're supposed to have pyro, and It didn't really go as planned.
What?
That pyro is horrible.
This is them introducing the players, and only one side is shooting out.
At what point do you just like give up on that? What?
It's like the Gilbert entrance right there.
That's like the one on the left is Javi Baez when he was in Chicago. The one on the right is Javi Baez in Detroit. that one's a little more.
There we go.
This one's a little better. You see the flatulation. On
Cubs. The Cubs got more money than this, man. They got to invest more in that fireworks display, man. Come on.
The Cubs do have more money than this, so this
Come
is
on,
really
man.
Right, that's north
embarrassing
side,
for them
too.
to
Come
do
on,
this.
man.
That's terrible.
Yeah, because when we was at the Pistons game, they're not even winning games, man. And their pyrotech for the 04 Pistons, it was epic.
You can feel it. Like, you feel the heat if you're sitting close enough.
Yep. We were in the freaking concourse media suites, and you could feel the heat. It was a dope time. Get it together. Get it together.
It's honestly, if you're the Cubs, I wouldn't even try to attempt something like this. It's sad because the Cubs are. If I had a team too, it would be the Chicago Cubs. And I've been to Wrigley Field several times. It's a great place to watch an MLB baseball game. And I just I wish that they didn't have to kind of embarrass themselves with this. It's an old school ballpark.
Bro,
don't even add pyros at all.
Jay-Z said little squirts of fire.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Goodness gracious.
All right, lastly, I will leave you with this. Kool-Aid, happy anniversary to you and your lovely wife.
Hey, thank you.
Celebrating their anniversary here. But for 4 out of the 5 gentlemen here in the show with us, sorry, broder, I have a video for you guys. Some of you can relate. Maybe you can't, but, sometimes you just got to do some wild things just to keep the peace in the relationship.
Wow. Let me see this.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait.
Walk away.
Right, you feel better now?
He ain't giving back
Do
to
you
her either.
feel better now? Jesus.
I'll play it one more time just so you guys get the full effect of this. But, you just want to be a nice guy and help out. The lady dropped her purse.
Yeah. This is what being in a relationship is like.
I got to ask Flannel a question right after this.
Oh, I'm sorry. One more time. It felt like me.
We'll make it right. There you go.
Hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to keep the peace. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, man.
Flannel, you as a fellow married man up here, are you helping out another woman in the sight of your female?
Honestly, for a reason other than it would make my wife mad, because it wouldn't. Probably not. I mean, what she
Flannel closes the doors on ladies.
like no, but like,
Yo, girl, not even jealous. You still not gonna help?
no, they're walking in an opposite direction. And honestly, if I'm that dude, run.
Just act like you ain't even see it, man. Hey, what's that? It's that one clip, dog. I forget who put it out.
Delicious.
But he was. We're gonna have to show him hoops one day, man.
Yeah.
With the other Detroit girl
most
too.
def.
But he was walking with his girl, and it was a chick that was like doing yoga outside or something with spandex on. It was a skit, and he was just like his head, like, don't look, brother, don't look to the left, don't look to the left. Sometimes that's how it is, and it's like, you know what? Gotta pay that homage to the girl sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Got to.
Yeah.
Got to. Hey,
Respect.
look at Broder with the blinders on.
You gotta look straight. You guys aren't selling this whole like relationship marriage thing. I see clips of this. What do I have to look forward to getting into a relationship?
No. Honestly, if you pick a girl that is like that, leave her immediately. Immediately.
I do think Crystal with an X is like that.
Crystal with an X is definitely like that.
A little jealousy don't hurt, but over jealousy kills a relationship.
Kills.
Broder,
that itis.
You know what? We got a few minutes here. Chat family, get your mailbag questions in the chat. I'm sending something to Broder. Let me know if you want me to send them over to JB. Something that a former friend of ours here in the city of Detroit, a former Lion, he's causing some controversy. Shout out to Travis, one of our social leads. He just sent it to me. He said, you guys want to talk about this before the show ends?
Oh, I think I've seen this.
You see it? I would defer to Mr. Matthew Broder, but definitely get your
I haven't seen it come
mailbag.
through, but should we announce the winner to the Grand Slam the tickets?
Let's
Are we
do
announcing
that.
them right now, right?
Let's do that, and we'll wait for that to drop in for you.
And I trust you, JB. We can react to it. We can do it in real time. Whatever you got, Kool-Aid, I'm in. But should we announce? You want me to announce it?
Go on ahead.
So this is a winner. 1 ticket, 2 tickets?
Drum roll. 1 ticket today. I'm going to ask Stick if we can give out multiple tickets tomorrow, multiple tickets Friday as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Because there are a couple people in here that are super deserving. But the selection today for the Grand Slam Best Ticks, Devin the Dog. Hey! Devin the Dog!
Hey!
I appreciate you, Devin. Congratulations. We're going to see you Friday, right? Let's do this.
Okay,
Let's
so
do this.
I'll give you some. I'll give you some context to this. There's like some fine print on the read that's just basically says get winner's name and tell them they will be a guest list at the door. So Devin the Dog,
perfect.
that's what you will be, and you get 1 guest to bring along with you. So so all you got to do is show up and just say your name, and then if you have somebody with you, you'll be let right in. So it's pretty
dope.
easy.
I missed the fine print of the +1. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna see if we can give away some more of these like multiples during the show.
Yeah.
Tomorrow because it's I want to be able to kind of not incentivize, but I want to be able to reward a lot of our chat family. They deserve it. This is something every morning. I know our mornings start early. Our nights sometimes are late getting prepped, but it's because we want to make sure that we have the best show possible, that we have the best engagement possible, and that we can do as much as we can for the chat family as well.
Yes.
So definitely,
yes.
congrats.
And Devin the Dog, he did respond on the Woodward Sports chat, so he's aware. And if you have any questions, just DM any one of us on the show. We'll help you out.
Yeah, definitely DM us. Let's get your full name over the stick, and we'll get you on that guest list with your +1. That's gonna be
You
epic.
guys ready for this?
Yep.
All right.
Let's go. And just to kind of put it out there, the tweet, Travis said he deleted, but the Instagram story is still up from Mr. CD CJ Gardner Johnson. Man. And sheesh, I'm trying to read it. He said, let's set the record straight. Only me and B.
Oh, I can read it for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, let's set the record straight. Only me and obviously at JMO had the streets of Detroit behind us. All these other guys on the team were scared to go outside to kick it with the city. So he's tired of these Detroit fans. And then this one he also put up as well too. Lions fans quick to turn, but I'ma hush up.
Dude.
Broder, take it away.
I can't even believe he's not at the beach right now. How he's flip-flopping so much.
Take it away.
Honestly, the first few conversations I had with him, it was about how much he hated Philadelphia, hated their media, and hated their fans. Now he's coming at Detroit fans, who I'm not saying everyone stuck by him. Like, there were some valid points on the other side. There was a ton of support for CJ Gardner Johnson. Like, I supported him. I'll just speak for myself.
You know what?
Just say that BS, man.
I know Flannel go.
And my guy Flannel got into an. I'm sorry, Mr. Sam Flannel Reynolds. We got into it over this, man, because I believed that the type of guy that they said he was, and good on the Lions organization for not trying to smear people and giving him a lot of credit as being one of those locker room guys, even though he didn't play. And you tried to told us, Mr. Flannel Sam. You tried to told us, man. So I got to apologize, man, because this type of stuff right now, seeing this type of stuff from CJ, GJ, it's just like, I'm not calling you CD Deuce anymore. CJ, GJ, Chauncey Gardner, whatever your name is.
I mean, no apologies necessary. I don't take any pleasure in this. I just, I always kind of knew.
You don't take no pleasure in this.
And
stop.
I'm just waiting for it.
No, I just, as somebody who, I don't want to say like advocated that he be out. Actually, yeah, I did. As somebody who was very steadfast on we don't need him, let him go. I think this validates me quite a bit. That's all. And one of the reasons why is because, at least when it comes to this year, he made more headlines off the field than he did on. I never blame the injury on him. I'm just saying. Thank you.
You deserved it.
Thank you. Just saying. I mean, even in the NFC Championship game, he made a personal beef with Debo more important to me at least one point in the game than the result of the game, and then way too prematurely gave the little wave to the San Francisco 49ers fans, which I thought was a bad omen and showed kind of a lack of self-awareness. So
and
CJ
you know what?
Johnson can go.
Don't invoke what you think you were as it relates to being accepted in the streets and in the city and all that, but then also try and return some type of hate to the city and to the streets. That to me don't mix, man. It's not right. Straight up. I just, that part of it I just don't get. You say, oh yeah, we in the streets, we were accepted, blah, 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 blah. Nah, bro, then you're going to try and do this? Then you're going to try and turn around and do this? What are you doing, bro?
He's propping himself up, or he's putting others down to prop himself up. Like, only me and J-Mo have the streets behind us. Like, so you're taking a shot at every other teammate you have. Like they weren't inserted into this conversation. They kept their mouth shut and supported him. Like, what's going on?
People defended him. They did.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people went to bat for a guy.
Believe me,
who
I
was
know.
Injured for most of the season.
Believe me, I know.
No, it's real.
I defended him and Cam Sutton. I'm not looking so good right now.
Across the network, bro. We had real beef. Across the network. We had real conversations here in house. Multiple of us.
I defended,
Yeah. What's
And
up, KG?
I don't think you. This is tough.
It's disappointing.
I understand the message he was trying to convey here. Did he convey it in the best light? No. And I also think he's just pointing out a certain section of the fan base that's not the majority. Like, yes, there were some fans that turned on him when he left. I've seen it online. I've seen stuff of that nature. But that's not the Lions fan base as a whole. Overall, I would say he had a lot more support here than he did hate. So, and for him to smear one fan base and then he leaves, and now it seems like it may be a little bit of smearing coming back our way. It's not the best look, but I get what he was trying to say. It wasn't said in the best
Look,
light.
J-Mo right now is that 50 Cent meme. Like, what? Why me? What I got to do with this
tweet right now?
Yeah.
But you know what? Sift out the mentally weak, please.
Right.
In this week already, we've seen between Josh Reynolds and CJ GJ, we've seen these guys effectively state, hey, part of us probably not being here is because of what the fans are saying. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe those aren't Brad Holmes guys at this point in their careers. Yeah. Maybe it started off with that trajectory, but to be able to sit here now and do this.
It's not a reflection of the whole
try
fan
and
base.
talk about the fans.
Yeah.
And you go back to Philly of all places,
bro.
I don't know, bro.
Man, just let it go. Like we get it. We understand. Like maybe your time here in Detroit wasn't, as all that you thought it would be. But now you're finally back at Philly after you sat here and trash talk Philly for so long.
Yeah.
While you were here, and now you seem happier over there. So all right, that's fine. But still, you don't have to keep bringing the Lions name up in it, and you certainly don't have to add J-Mo into this conversation as well too, because he's just trying to do his thing over here. So all I know is that Easy's probably gonna have a field day with this on the heavyweights.
Well, I mean,
and look out for that.
And hey, I'll be tuning into that.
I
Because,
know you will.
And to kind of further that real quick, I know we're over. When it comes to this network, there were literally two people who were kind of anti-CJ, 2 out of however many people work here. So the reality is that CJ Gardner-Johnson, he did get a lot of support, even though we didn't have to. It's not like he contributed much this year. And again, I'm not blaming an injury on him. It's just and also given what you saw from the younger safeties like Iffy and Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph, that was part of one of my reasons as well, is that we just did not need him. And he was lucky as hell to get the contract offer that he did from Philadelphia. So just enjoy the most money you've ever made in your career and just go away. Yeah. And he would have still been a somewhat beloved figure by some in this city. Yeah. Again, I don't understand it, but he would have been.
Yeah,
it's classless. You go to a new organization and you trash your old one and your old teammates. It's classless.
Yep.
It's probably just the way that someone copes as they move on from another spot, especially where expectations probably weren't necessarily met.
Yeah.
So
definitely tune into the heavyweights later on tonight. I'm
Oh,
already,
yeah.
I'm already getting texts from Easy and Spencer right now. They're about to cook this dude later on.
Oh,
today.
my
So
goodness.
It's really
let's tune
easy,
into
though.
the heavyweights.
Can we help?
It's
I know
really
that,
easy, and we know why. So
look, I know that those friends, they rented out the NBA arena for 20 stacks. Is there any way we can get up to 10 stacks to have CJ GJ on the heavyweights? Y'all remember that when he
I do
posted
remember
that?
that. I do remember
10,000
that.
and I'll go on Buddy's show. That's what CJ GJ said. Man, oh man, tune in to all the shows. Big D Energy, Armani Edwards with Maz. I think I'm gonna be doing sound on there again today, as well as the heavyweights. We're You guys want to tune in. It's going to be an epic show today. A lot of news around the city. It seems to just always be. Detroit sports, man. It's on one. Just as the chat family is. This has been an epic show. It's time to break this thing down. Hey, you got the chest pass with me?
Absolutely.
Half-court shot, baby.
Half-court shot. You can do it.
Oh, that was a nice.
People were commenting on my chest pass last week, like it was weak or something, or lip, and it's like, come on.
Talk about it, Sam.
I can't even
Get
do
it off your chest.
I'm not trying to like fire a fastball to Kool-Aid. We're not on a game or anything like that. You know,
Well, it's not your fault. It's why I backed out of the baseball throw that we were doing for a few. There's no way to make that, whatever that is, look manly.
I know.
Zero.
Hey, look, man. He fired that in there today, though.
It looked good.
That was epic, man. I like it, man. Hey, it's always a good time when we got our starting five on the show. Let's break this thing down. We'll start with our elite booth. Detroit's #1 draft pick, Mr. KG. Twitterless KG.
Oh, yeah.
In the sound booth.
Don't
man.
at me because you can't.
You can't at him and he ain't smiling at you. We got to pay for that, right?
You damn right.
Hey.
Cut the check. CTC.
We got Woodward Sports' MVP in the TD booth, Mr. JB Smooth.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate you guys. This has been a fun show. I love coming here in the morning, waking up, just laughing with you guys.
I love it, man. I love it. And you know what? Let's go to Mr. Broder here. Our credentialed Detroit Lions and Detroit Tigers beat writer and reporter for the network, Mr. Matthew Broder.
See you guys. Great show. Thanks for supporting us.
Hey, the vet of the squad. He's held this spot down for a long time.
Talk about
the
it.
lead, bro.
Hey.
Mr. Flannel Sam Reynolds.
Absolutely. Go Wings, go Tigers. Make this April in the D the best one in years.
Let's go. It's your boy Brandon Dan, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credentialed Detroit Pistons, beat writer and reporter. This has been great. Shout out to our guest today, Mr. Rod Beard, as well. And what's good there, Mr. Bro?
Before we go, there's a comment from Dante, $4.99. Thanks so much for the donation. CJGJ got that Cam Sutton money from the Eagles. Also, Kool-Aid. Have a nice anniversary.
Hey, thank
Happy
you,
anniversary.
thank you,
Happy
man.
anniversary.
Thank you, guys. Blessings to you all today. Have a great day. Thank you for kicking things off with Wake Up Woodward. 171 likes.
Bang!
Come on, people. Let's go. Have a blessed day.